Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Distant Worlds Universe Let's Play. So we're up to episode 12 now, and in this episode, what are we going to do? So, we have this sector locked down pretty tight over here, and we'll get a medium spaceport set up on this planet quite soon. Also building a medium spaceport on this planet down here. And we're going to do that because we'll be expanding out into this area. And speaking of expansion, we actually have 3 colony ships set up to go already, and they're going out to different parts of the Empire, so that will be good. That will expand our influence and our range out. So what I'm going to do, I might just jump straight into the game, get the game running. We've completed tactical interceptors, which is great, and our first colony ship has completed. So whereabouts is that one going? So it looks like it's coming down in here, which is good. So we get a colony down in this area. We've discovered the Stone Retreat, ancient ruins from a lost civilization, and we will investigate. We have recovered 5,600 credits, which is pretty good, and also a navigational beacon. So everything is ticking along. More requests for pirate protection, but we're going to tell them where to go for those. And all going along quite well. So I had a problem at the end of last episode, or during the last episode. We don't actually have enough fuel in our main system, which is a significant problem. So we actually built the 3rd fleet, but many of the ships actually don't have enough fuel. So that's definitely an issue. We have a pirate fleet attacking over here. And who are these guys? These are the Dread Intruders. They only have 1560 firepower, but what we're going to do is send our first fleet over here, and hopefully they get over there quite quickly and they sort this little pirate incursion out as soon as possible. So we've got another gift. Never really turn down free money. So discovered the Great Nexus of Arcania Prime. So we investigate and found nothing, which is fine. That's okay, I can deal with that. So we might lose our defensive base here, but hopefully not. So first fleet is going pretty well. And I think that's it. So do we kill any ships of theirs? So the Dread Intruders. I don't think we did, but maybe we got a couple of them. So the defensive base is still up, although it's heavily damaged. So we may just leave our fleet here for the moment. And the Ferrax Supremacy have imposed trade sanctions on us. And I have no idea why they would do that. So why do they hate us? They actually don't hate us that much. So that's a little bit odd. So we don't know whether actually they're down here, down in this area. So that is quite interesting. Anyway, we won't leave too much sleep over that. We just tell them where to go. So, it's probably our biggest problem we've got at the moment is the fact that we're basically haven't got enough fuel to refuel our fleets, which means they can't really do anything. So that's not too good. So another defensive base under attack. It's not quite finished, so we're going to have to move our fleet back over here. So playing a little bit of yo-yo at the moment, but that's okay, we can deal with that. Lost a exploration ship which has been bored. We're only down to 8 exploration ships, so how much of the galaxy have we actually explored? Not that one, explored systems. So I've actually still got quite a bit to go, so I think we're going to actually queue up, given that we've still got quite a bit of money rolling around, we're actually going to queue up a bunch of exploration ships. So we've got 8, so we'll purchase another 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should be pretty good for now. Imperial Archive 821, investigate, and nothing in there. So that's okay. So first fleet coming over to deal with that one pesky little ship. So they're gone, that's fine. And what are we doing? So long range scanners. We've got a fair few long range scanners set up, which is quite nice. So we can sort of, especially now sort of this main area, we can really cover sort of the whole area and see what's happening. So that's quite good. Medium freighter aborted and captured. So that's a problem. So I assume this is the Iron Confederation, which we handed their backsides to them before, but not at the moment. So this mining station is probably going to go down quite soon. But it's done pretty well, really, considering it was up against a fleet of probably 10 or 15 ships. It's really sort of fought off most of them, so that's not too bad. Got another gift, which is there. This is only chromium and carbon fiber, so it's not really a particularly valuable planet, so we're not going to lose too much sleep over that one. And we have colonized Kashyyyk 3, so that's pretty good. So I have another colony down here, so the first thing we're going to do is set up a defensive base, and also going to assign a mercenary smuggling mission, hopefully to speed up construction of that. So base Giminer 1 has been completed, so that's good. So this planet is now defended. And now we're actually going to set up our medium spaceport, which is good. So we retrofitted that before, so we don't have to worry about doing that now. Getting quite a few passenger ships under attack, so I wonder actually where they're going, or why they're in this area. So what are they doing? Transport migrants. So transport migrants, and all the migrants. So it must be taking migrants to these independent colonies over here. So this one's actually got 4 billion population, so doing okay, I guess. Offered protection, no thank you. And just realized I didn't start the clock on this mission, so we're going to take a bit of a guess. There we go. So, completed research in jump sequence optimization. So it's provided improved hyperdrives. So if we just jump in here, we're now up to 13,750 for our hyperdrive speed, which is really, really good. So definitely making sure that our ships can get where they need to go, and quite quickly as well. So this planet has a single pirate over there, so we're going to send our fleet back again, especially considering this one has a defensive base. So that should be pretty good. Got to queue up some energy research. So we're going to go for shield reinforcement and then fission mastery. So shield technology and then energy reactor technology respectively. So we're sitting at 10 colonies, 55 billion population, and everything's going along pretty well for now. So all of our planets except our main planet are on 0% tax rate. Actually, our main planet, Alarun 2, could actually serve to go up quite a bit in terms of tax. So it's only on 32% tax, and we've got plus 35 happiness, so we could go up a fair bit if we need to, so that's pretty good actually. Colony in B1, so that's a long way away, won't bother looking at that one. Some more passenger ships. I mean, I can't really defend these passenger ships all the way out here. There's not really a whole lot we can do about it, so jump into characters. We're actually going to move, sort by role, move our troop generals back to our first invasion fleet. So given that this planet Char Dilbar 1 is now pretty safe. So we've got 3 colony governors, which is pretty good. I think we're all pretty set there. So we have Fleet Admiral commanding First Fleet and Home Fleet, and we've actually got one waiting here, so we're going to assign them to our Second Fleet. And after a while we can see what they do, and that's all quite good. Got a few scientists, but none new really. Our leader, some ship captains, and so we're all doing pretty well. So keep the game running. Mining station under attack over here. This one is not yet built, so we're not really going to bother defending that one. Can't really, there's no fleets in the area anyway. I'm actually thinking about whether we need, I mean, we're having a lot of pirate problems in this game, so a lot more than what I'm actually used to. So we've got a colony ship coming down to colonize down here, which is good. But we are having a lot of pirate problems, so I'm sort of thinking whether it's even worth sort of building small little fleets of, say, 10 or so ships and sort of stationing them around stationing them sort of in home systems. And then that means they could also get to sort of these mining stations and things like that quite quickly. So I'm sort of thinking, weighing that up. I mean, it's going to be quite a bit of micromanaging, which is not really what we want to do. But we may sort of have to do it. We may not really have much of a choice. Ignore the dog barking if you guys can hear that. So escorts. So I wonder if we can actually refuel now. So we get our second, refuel that one as well, and first fleet. So if we send a first fleet to refuel, they can come all the way back to our home system. We don't want to do that. So we're just going to sort of leave this. Research facility under attack, but we're going to sort those out pretty quickly. So these are the vicious invaders. So they're actually up to 13,000 firepower, which is a little bit insane. I remember they were actually only down at 7,000. So they have jumped up a lot very quickly. So it is actually worth paying them off. I mean, the end causes quite a bit of problems. So Silent Chamber of Gintus. We investigate, and it's just a location. So our research station is going to be fine. It's a fair bit of shields on there, so that's fine. We've got some fleets in here as well. So that's all good. But given that their base is sort of right here, and this is all, looks like all of their ships all around our systems around here. So I'm actually thinking if it's going to be worth paying them off. I'm going to have a look, see how much they want to charge. So vicious invaders. 3,600, that's quite a bit, isn't it? Especially as we were looking at actually reducing our level of pirate protection. So we're paying 73k, which is quite a bit, but I suppose we were at 117, weren't we? And then we cut down on the vicious invaders, so I don't really know. If we actually had our fleets, I'd really be tempted to sort of go over there and take 3 full fleets and try and sort of wipe them out and really do some big damage on them. But we don't at the moment because they have no fuel, which is really a big problem. So if we come into our large spaceport cargo, I've got actually no Caslon, so really struggling on the Caslon front. So even if you look at our planets, Alarun, yeah, see none of our home system planets have any Caslon basically. 1,500 there, that's nothing. So expansion planner and Caslon and Galaxy priority. We did queue up some ships. So this one's in our system. So we're actually going to queue up Caslon bases for basically all of our any planet that is within our system already. We're going to queue up now. So there and there and there and there. And that's a good source as well. So queue up a bunch of Caslon. And that's quite good. So there we go. But this is going to take a little bit of time to sort itself out. So our private sector has let us down a little bit. I mean, I know I probably should have made sure that we had enough fuel, but I haven't. So we now have the base Ashau spaceport has been completed. So that's good. So we now have a fully functioning spaceport in this area. 2 defensive bases as well, so this place is a bit of a fortress. So we're really running into fuel problems now. So the Richter have actually colonized this planet down here, which we did have queued up to colonize. I think this is a colony ship. Yeah, it's actually a colony ship there. So what we're going to do, we're going to stop that one, and it means we're going to have a colony ship available. I believe we've got to let the game run for a little bit. And there we go. So we now have a colony ship available. So where do we want to colonize? So we've got an 88%. So this is actually in our home system. So we may actually sort of go for that one. Although we do have a 94%. That's already got one queued up though, so we won't bother going there. 95, but it's a tiny planet, won't bother. 88, no, won't bother, it's too far south. So we're actually going to send it to the continental planet in our home system and get that built up. So we've encountered another empire, the Taros Major. The Grand Calip Sovereignty. So the Grand Calip Sovereignty, and they have one colony and no military, so we are not going to bother about them. More passenger ships under construction. A source of emerald crystal has been discovered, which is good. Still all these pirate ships hanging around here. So we actually see sort of the Ricto, their sort of a lot of their colonies over here. So we definitely want to take this planet. It is really close to our system here. So that's definitely something we're going to want to do. Aileron weapons platform under attack. That's not really a problem. They've got tractor beams pulling them in and tearing them apart. That's good. Stone Temple, investigate, and nothing. Mining station under attack again over there. So looking pretty good, really. So the private sector has gone a little bit crazy. 274 ships is a little bit insane, but not that we mind. They are obviously doing really quite well. So everything's going quite well. Our home system is under attack a little bit by the vicious invaders, but they're not really going to achieve anything, so we don't mind if they attack there. All they're going to achieve is to put down their ships a little bit, although they are building ships at an alarming rate. If we can only get some fuel, honestly. How hard can it be, people? So we're getting any fuel in here. Spaceport. Caslon, getting 5,000. Most of that's reserved. I'm actually quite tempted to, if we come to our home planet, set up a smuggling mission for Caslon. Just until we get our bases set up. And we're going to do this for all the planets. Oops, not a defense mission, so we're going to cancel that. There. Yep, that's okay. So Aileron 3, set up a mercenary smuggling mission for Caslon. And that's good. Just until we get our sort of mining bases, our new ones set up. So we're setting up some gas mining stations. That one's not doing anything. You should be doing things. Why aren't you doing things? There we go, refueling. Passenger ship is under attack. Sort of in the same sector up here. I mean, we can't do anything about that because it's the private sector's choice to transport migrants up there, and we can't do anything about that. So we can't stop them doing it, and we can't really take out the pirates yet. We're just not strong enough. We can't get our fleets. Can't get our fleet sorted really. It's not really that we're not strong enough. So what we're going to do, that's quite a strong fleet, so we're going to actually send our first fleet back here. Although we're doing pretty well, our medium spaceport is damaged, so that's not good. Our defensive base is holding for now. And we should have our first fleet back here soon. So the vicious invaders are definitely being a pain in the backside. We should be able to take out some of them quite quickly. Which is good. So I'm going to leave our fleet here just for a minute until our spaceport repairs and also actually builds. It hasn't finished yet. And our defensive base is all good as well. So doing okay. Everything's ticking along as it should do. Into negative cash flow now. But it's not too much of a problem because we have a huge amount of reserve cash. So spaceport in Giminer 1 has been completed, which is fantastic. So we now have a spaceport there. So we can actually sort of repair our ships and stuff like that there. And this planet down here, Ayatun Minor 2, has been colonized. So we'll put up a defensive base and sign a mercenary smuggling mission. We're really going to need a fleet down here soon, otherwise our planet at Ayatun is going to get raided quite easily. So planetary defense, we're going to garrison those. Do we have any other planets without any garrison? So troops and characters. So it's got a garrison, 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 and that one's got lots. It's got a garrison, garrison. Yep. that one doesn't, so we're going to recruit 2 planetary defense units, and that's good. So where are we? Down here, so we just garrison those 2. And going along quite well, everything, haven't really got any major problem with the pirates are being a problem, but until we get fuel, we're sort of just sitting and waiting, so there's not really anything we can do until we have fuel. So this mining station is under attack yet again. But that's the good thing about having really strong mining stations is they really sort of can hold their own for most of the time. And we've had another colony or another planet colonized. So that was the continental planet. So we're actually going to put a defensive base there and also a couple of planetary defense units. But given that it is in our home system, it shouldn't come up against too many problems. So the lone network has cancelled our protection arrangement. How strong are they? 12,000 firepower, so I think we might try and renegotiate it. Wow, 4,000 credits, but I think we sort of have to. Otherwise we will end up drowning in pirates. We're just sort of going to have to do that for the moment. Independent colony, the Ricto, where are they? Over here. They're ages away, won't bother about them. So we're doing quite well. We've researched enhanced missile bombers, which is good. So up to we need another weapon tech. I'm actually tempted. Get another level of railguns. And then actually go up to 222. What are we going to do? To another range of blasters. So what are we going to do? So there's basically 2 levels we can go. We can go for long range blasters or beam weapons, sorry, or we can go for high power. I think I'm going to be tempted to go for high power actually. So then we're going to queue up this and then this. So this one will give us a new weapon, so an assault blaster, and that's just an improvement to the assault blaster, so that'll be good. Get some more weapons, some more powerful weapons, and we'll be set. So I'm going to come in and check on our spaceport again, independent colony. In foreign territory, so a long way away too. Come in and check on our main spaceport, and no Caslon there, so that is a enormous pain. Aileron 2, no Caslon, well it's I suppose it's the same thing, isn't it? It's on the spaceport, it's on the planet. So Caslon. It's almost unfortunate we can't switch over to hydrogen, so when does that happen? I think it's under here, isn't it? Yes. Yeah, so fuel type Caslon. So when do we switch over? Up to their hydrogen. So we could actually get that next. Interesting. If we switch over to hydrogen, mainly the same stats generally, but we have an enormous amount of hydrogen. So that actually sort of may be worth doing. What are we doing? So gifts, all the gifts. That's quite good. So where are we at with that energy and construction? So we've got shield reinforcement coming. If we cancel that, can we actually go straight up to here? We can. I think we're actually going to do that, although we are building a lot of Caslon bases now. We're going to have a full retrofit to sort of get the benefit from that, because I assume they'll be completely new engines or new reactors, sorry. So have a look in here. I'm going to have a look how much supply. So we've got an enormous amount of supply, 6 sources of hydrogen and 7 of Caslon, but it's not a huge actual supply of it. So a little bit torn. I'm just going to sort of take that off, and then we can think on a little bit further, see what the best thing is to do. Keep the game running. So my clock shows at 18 minutes, so I'm probably going to run till about 24 minutes maybe, and I think that should be about sort of a mid to early 30s episode. which should be enough. Everything's going along pretty well. Nexus, investigate, and didn't find anything. So a lot of times at these stages, a lot of these ruins and things like that have already been discovered and investigated, so you don't find them. But it's always good to investigate. I'm actually not really sure why you ever would, so there's an option there not to. But the chances, like the amount of times that sort of a bad result happens is so negligible that it's just not really worth worrying about. So we've got the Great Terrapin Territory. 1 colony, 53 military strength, so I suspect there probably have been an independent colony that has evolved. So this view actually does get quite hectic now, especially sort of this stage of the game. When you've got long-range scanners as well, there's so many ships going around, it's sort of impossible to keep track of what's happening, which is sort of why I usually come out to this view, which only shows military ships. So it's sort of a lot easier to sort of keep track of what's going on. So our exploration ships are still out there. We've got 12 of them. Our fleets, can we refuel? Right, so most of our fleets are actually sort of refueling, so we must have got a bunch of Caslon back. So can we refuel? I have to go all the way over there. I don't really want to leave them yet. Have them leave this sector yet. So we won't do that. Pirates offer protection. No. No, 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 we do not want your protection. Small freighter under attack. And one of our defensive bases is under attack, but that's fine. Took out that ship really quite easily. Right, what are we doing? What are we doing? So our first fleet's over there. First invasion fleet is back. Second fleet is fully refueled. Third fleet is as well. So what we're going to do. Vicious invaders are our biggest pirate problem at the moment. Oh wow, 1700 firepower, that is bananas. So even if we send over 3 fleets, that's going to be 4, 8, 12. It's only going to be 12,000 firepower. Especially given they've got a spaceport, which is 1400 firepower and 6,000 shields. That is a little bit crazy. I'm still half tempted to do it though. I mean, if we let them keep going, they're just going to get absolutely out of control. Actually, negative cash flow now. So what about if we offer them or request a protection arrangement? It's only 2,500 or 2,000 credits a month, so yep, going to be a coward. Take that for the moment. Hopefully that should ease the pressure on us for the moment. And we're focusing on building up even further. But pirates are going a little bit crazy in this game. So, we've even got one base built over here. What on earth do you think you're doing? Who are these? The Haunted Outlaws. Well, you have no chance that we are going to allow you to do that. So the first fleet is going to move over and to the Lonely base, was it? Yep, so move over there and take them out quite quickly. Honestly, the cheek of it. Build a pirate base in one of our systems. As if we're going to let you do that. Independent colony, and their foreign territories, I don't care. Iron Confederation raided one of our bases, so they're being a pain as well. So where are the Iron Confederation? It is very difficult to sort of ever completely wipe out pirates. They sort of are always threats, which is why it's such a big deal to have your bases, your defensive bases and your planets and your mining stations and things like that set up really well. So a empire is actually going to secretly attack another pirate faction, so we're going to keep that to ourselves. We don't want to warn them of the impending attack on the odd chance that it was averted. Negative 50,000 in cash flow, but really doesn't matter too much. We've got so much money and we're getting bonus income as well. So 12,000 from Spaceport, 18 from Resort. So we've completed research in networked entertainment. So what does that give us? Let me refresh my memory. So it's colony development plus 20%, colony happiness plus 100. So we're actually going to put that on our home planet, which means that if we need to, we can, no we can't, why can't we do that? Have we already built it or has it already been built? Must have already been built. So we're not going to put that anywhere. I should have looked at that beforehand. Yep, so it's already been built. So we're way too late. So high-tech and industrial. What are we going to build here? Enhanced research, perhaps? Increases to our weapons labs. Transport systems, increased cargo bays and troop compartments. More colonization. Crew systems, long-range scanners. Don't really... Maybe we should get into this area soon. No, we'll do that later. Okay, what we're going to do is go into research, build up some of those. Then we're going to go into enhanced crew systems, which give us improvements to life support and HAB modules, which is good. So the Ricto are expanding very quickly. So how many colonies are they up to now? 16 colonies, but they're still not pretty low in population and military strength, so we're not really too worried about them. Basically what it means is because they're quite weak, it means all these colonies are going to be quite easy pickings when and more likely if, actually no, if or more likely when we go and take their bases. So we've got improved shields. Is it worth going up to the next, to change actually our fuel source? We actually have been getting some more Caslon in, so do we have any more supplies of it? Sources, why don't that, there it is. So we actually do have a couple more supplies of Caslon. Added about 35k on there, I think. So we may actually just run with Caslon. We may just sort of leave it there, see how we go. We can always change later on. I mean, we can always sort of come back and redo it. So it's not the end of the world. So what we're going to do is go into new shields. So we've got another two options here. We've got either a quick recharge rate or a stronger shield. So I think we're just going to go for a stronger shield. It's probably better just to be strong to start with rather than waiting when we get quite low or anything like that. So I think that's probably the best solution. So we're actually up to 25.5 minutes now. I think this is a pretty good place excuse me, to put a cut into the video. Mining station under attack down here. Just the pesky little Iron Confederation. Go away, you SOBs. Right. So there's not really a lot we can do about that. I'm sort of just got this feeling I'm not really happy with the fact that we're not able to defend our empire that well, especially in this area down here, which really don't have. I think we may even have too many large fleets. So we can't really afford to build another. I mean, we could, but it costs us a lot of money. I mean, we probably can do it. We've got a huge amount of cash there. So even if you burn through it, so what, we can just add the tax rate back up here. And so maybe we should build another one, which means we'll have 4 full sort of frontline fleets plus a home fleet. If we move all of our frontline fleets out of our home base, just leave our home fleet there. We can have sort of one down here, one over here, and a couple over here. And that should be more than plenty, shouldn't it? So we may actually do for that. I mean, we can either do that or, like sort of what I talked about before, we can build a few smaller fleets, like maybe 10 ships or something, and sort of station them around a little bit further, sort of as a deterrent, and also they can sort of get out to these mining bases a little bit quicker. So we'll have to think about that between episodes. So I may sort of be having a day or two break in between playing Distant Worlds, and because I have quite a few other scheduling YouTube videos to do. So, but that probably won't matter to you guys by the time you read this. So I'm just talking to myself, really. So I'm going to put a cut in here, guys. I hope you've all had a wonderful day, and I'll talk to you all soon.